Okay, so this week, you guys have given us some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
All about reading and how we process all this written information that we have to deal with.
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially these days.
Just so much comes at us right through our inboxes, our screens,
It's
everything.
like a deluge.
It really is. And just being able to even like understand what we're reading and then remembering it feels like a pretty
Essential.
essential skill these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not just like getting through the text, it's
Oh.
like actually like getting those little nuggets.
That's a good way to put it. Nuggets.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Without getting lost in the sheer volume.
Volume. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too much.
So this brings us to this research paper
Okay.
that you shared with us by Robert Loach Jr.
Right.
And he talks about text signaling devices, which might sound kind of academic,
Right.
but it's actually something we encounter every day.
Every day. Yeah.
All the time. So think about all those little cues that authors use to help us focus on what's important in a text and understand how everything kind of fits together
Without them adding new information.
without adding any new information.
Right.
It's not new information. It's just a way of kind of like highlighting or emphasizing.
It is. Yeah. It's all about almost like, I think of it as making visible to the reader
Yeah.
what the underlying structure is or what the key content is that they want you to focus on.
Yeah.
So that you come away with kind of a clearer mental map
Yeah.
of what the text is trying to convey.
Yeah. And so the main source that you sent is this deep dive into Lorch's work.
Right.
And he really goes into the nuts and bolts of how these signaling devices actually function.
Yeah.
So our goal today is to really unpack that for you guys.
Okay.
We want to understand what these devices are, how they subtly influence your reading experience. So
Right.
everything from where your eyes land on a page to what actually sticks with you, and how you can use this knowledge to learn more effectively and hopefully feel less overwhelmed by some of this really dense material.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. What exactly do we mean by signaling?
Okay. So Lorch's definition
Yeah.
is that signals are those writing techniques that emphasize
Okay.
specific parts of a text's content or its overall structure,
Mm-hmm.
but without introducing any new semantic content.
Right. So it's not adding
It's not adding new content.
any new facts.
No new facts, no new arguments.
Yeah.
It's just really about highlighting what's already there.
Presentation.
Yeah, presentation and emphasis.
Yeah. So Loris actually uses the example of, imagine you're reading a textbook
Yep.
and some topic that you're really trying to get your head around,
Right.
but it has absolutely zero signaling.
Oh my god.
So like no chapter titles, no subheadings, no bold words, not even indented lists.
That would be brutal.
It's just paragraph after paragraph of plain text.
Yeah, even if the writing was perfectly clear, you'd be struggling so much just to figure out
Yeah.
what are the main points.
Yeah. What do you
How do these ideas connect?
Yeah.
When does the topic shift?
Where am I?
Right.
What's going on here?
It would be just an enormous effort, I think,
It'd be like this huge
to extract the meaning.
construction manual
Right.
where like every step was the same.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like trying to read code.
Yeah. It would be impossible.
Yeah.
Or pretty close.
So Lorch actually identifies a whole range of these different signaling devices.
He does.
And
Table I in his paper actually
Yeah.
lays them all out very clearly.
okay, so what are some of the ones that he talks about?
Okay, so we're talking about the obvious ones like titles and headings,
Okay.
but it goes much further than that.
Uh-huh.
It includes things like repetition,
Repetition.
repetition of key information,
Okay.
whether it's through previews or summaries,
Yeah.
for instance,
Yeah.
to really drive a point home.
Repetition for emphasis.
Exactly.
There are function indicators,
Assumption indicators.
which are, things like therefore or in conclusion,
Oh, okay.
that signal what the role.
Oh, so it's like a pointer word.
Yeah, it's like a little pointer,
Yeah.
word or phrase or even sentence
Okay.
that tells you what's coming next or what the role of this bit is.
Gotcha.
Then you have relevance indicators
Okay.
that flag certain content as being particularly important.
Okay.
Enumeration devices,
Enumeration.
which are things like numbered lists or bulleted lists.
Okay.
And then, of course, the typographic cues,
Yeah.
underlining boldface, different font colors, indentations, centered text.
So it's really like all the visual stuff.
It's anything that visually distinguishes
Yeah.
a bit of text.
Yeah. It's amazing to think about how many of these tools authors have at their disposal.
Right. We don't even consciously register them a lot of the time.
We don't even think about it,
Yeah.
but they're there
Yeah.
and they're working. On us? Yeah. And Lorch also makes a point of saying what is not signaling in his definition. So he specifically calls out explicit rhetorical predicates and logical connectives. Why is that?
Okay, so he argues that while things like explicitly stating your argument, like saying, my main point is, or using clear logical connectors like because or however, they do obviously guide the reader.
Right.
Their primary function is to communicate the meaning of the relationship between ideas.
So it's about the content.
Yeah, they're actually telling you what the connection is or what persuasive strategy is being used. Whereas the devices he's talking about are more about drawing your attention to pre-existing content or structure.
Gotcha.
Without adding that extra layer of meaning.
It's not adding meaning. It's just calling attention.
It's just highlighting what's already there.
Yeah. And he also says it would be very difficult to create a no-signal control version.
That's right.
If you were trying to,
you would end up with some very awkward sentences.
Remove all the logical connectives.
If you tried to take all of the logical connectives out.
Right.
Yeah.
It would just be weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this definition.
Right.
We've got a sense of the different tools that authors are using. How do researchers study how these things actually affect us when we read?
Okay, so Lorch proposes a framework for this.
Okay.
In a framework for programmatic research on signaling section.
All right.
He lays out 5 key questions.
Okay.
That he believes should be at the heart of this research.
What are the questions?
Okay, so number 1.
Yeah.
How does signaling affect our attention?
As intense.
While we're reading.
While we're reading.
Okay. Number 2. How does it influence fundamental reading processes themselves?
Oh, wow.
Things like how we decode words and process sentences.
Okay.
Number 3. What's the impact on our comprehension of the text?
Comprehension, okay.
Number 4. How does signaling affect our memory for what we've read?
Memory.
Okay. And finally, how does it impact our ability to selectively access?
To go back and find it.
Yeah, to go back and find specific information within a text later on.
So it's really the whole journey.
The whole journey.
Not just did you remember it or not?
Right.
It's
how you got there.
How you got there.
Right.
And Lorch does point out that a lot of research has focused on memory.
Yeah.
But understanding the other areas is just as vital
Absolutely.
To get this complete picture.
I think memory is an important outcome.
Right.
But, obviously all the steps that lead to that memory.
Yeah.
Like how you focus on the text, how you process each part, how you build a coherent understanding.
It's all important.
All of that is crucial.
Yeah. Absolutely. And he points out that researchers use all kinds of methods to investigate these questions.
Yeah, they do.
So he mentions, in Table 2.
Table 2, yeah.
Measuring how long people spend reading different sections, tracking their eye movements, doing all kinds of memory tests, recall tests, recognition tests.
Right, different types of memory tests.
And even just, tasks where people have to, quickly find certain information.
Like a text search task.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how creative researchers are to try to figure this stuff out.
They have to be.
And Lorch makes this really interesting point that all of these effects are probably interconnected.
I think so.
And he suggests that attention might be the gatekeeper.
It makes sense.
That influences all these other processes.
Yeah, if the signal is effectively drawing your attention to a particular piece of information.
Yeah.
That focus could then lead to
everything else.
Deeper processing, better comprehension, and ultimately a higher likelihood of remembering it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's zoom in on some specific signaling devices.
Okay.
And see what the research tells us about their individual impacts.
Right.
So titles, right? That's usually the first thing that we encounter.
Yeah. Usually the first thing you see. Is the title.
And Lorch points out that titles serve to signal the relevant content for the entire text.
Right.
And provide this initial linguistic information.
That first bit of information.
Yes.
To set your expectations.
Yeah, it's like the first impression.
Absolutely.
And so, just think about it. The title immediately sets your expectations and it starts to activate any relevant background knowledge that you might have.
Right.
So, for instance, the title of this article, text signaling devices and their effects on reading and memory processes, immediately tells you, okay, this is going to be about how authors use certain techniques and how those techniques affect how I read and what I remember.
Exactly.
It gives you a framework for understanding.
Right from the start.
Yeah, right from the start. And it also tells you whether you even have the basic knowledge to engage with the material.
Do you have the background knowledge necessary?
Yeah. So for you, the listener, when you're faced with a new article or a new report, take a moment to really register what the title's telling you.
The title is telling you something.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
It's not just a title.
It's more than just a title.
It's telling you something about the content.
It is.
Yeah.
It's giving you a clue.
Lorch actually uses this example. He says, knowing the title of this article tells you that, your background knowledge on reading and memory processes is probably going to be relevant.
Right.
But your knowledge of astrophysics is probably not going to be that relevant.
Yeah.
So
it sets you up to know what to expect.
And there's been research on texts that are deliberately ambiguous and abstract. And these studies found that providing a clear thematic title before people read significantly improved their ability to recall the information.
Interesting.
So that before reading is really important because it suggests that the title isn't just like a label that we slap on afterward.
It's not an afterthought.
It's something that's actually shaping how we process the information.
It's setting you up as we encounter it.
So process in a certain way.
And Lorch's idea here is that it helps us organize the information in our minds. Not just retrieve it later.
Yeah, it's that organization.
Yeah.
That initial organization.
Yeah, so the title acts as this advanced organizer.
Absolutely.
It provides this framework that helps you make sense of information as you're reading it.
Especially if it's confusing.
Especially if it's confusing.
Or ambiguous or abstract.
Yeah, and then Lorch also points out that, for texts that are already pretty clear and well-structured, titles might not actually affect the amount of information that people remember. But they might affect what they remember.
Interesting.
And there have been studies suggesting that titles can create a selective bias in our memory.
Oh, wow.
Making us more likely to remember the stuff that aligns with the title's main theme.
Yeah, so the title is like a filter. It's like a filter.
Making certain information seem more important.
Exactly.
And therefore more memorable.
So for you, the listener, if you're trying to quickly grasp the essentials of a topic, pay close attention to the title.
The title will guide you.
Because it can really give you that initial direction for your reading.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's move on to headings.
All right, headings.
How do they help us navigate and remember information?
Okay, so headings operate at a more local level than titles.
Okay.
They break the text down into these distinct subsections, signaling both the overall organization.
So like where one topic ends and another one begins.
Exactly. Yeah. And what the content is of that subsection.
So the title gives you that broad theme.
The big picture.
Headings give you the roadmap of the specific topics and subtopics.
Right, the roadmap or the outline of what's to come.
And Lorch suggests that headings can improve our overall memory.
Yes.
By providing us with an explicit retrieval plan.
So can you elaborate on that a little?
Yeah. How does a heading help us remember?
Okay, so think about it this way. When a text has clear headings, it's much easier for your brain to categorize the information.
Right.
Each heading acts like a mental label or tag.
Okay.
So when you're trying to recall information from that text later, those headings can serve as cues, helping you to access the information that you've associated with that specific topic.
Oh, so it's almost like a filing system.
It is. It's like creating folders in your brain.
It's information.
Right.
Yeah.
Research suggests that, information about different topics might be stored independently in our memory. So headings provide these multiple entry points for recalling what you've learned.
I like that. Multiple entry points.
Yeah. Into the information. And Lorch mentions this consistent finding across a number of studies that people tend to remember more from text with headings compared to those without.
And this holds true across various types of memory tests.
Right.
But he does point out one interesting exception.
What's that?
Recognition memory tests.
Okay.
Which are the ones where you just have to identify if you've seen something before.
Right. Just that feeling of familiarity.
Right. Those seem to be less influenced by headings.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Well, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
I mean, those tests are kind of
They're kind of surface level, aren't they?
Yeah, they're kind of surface level. Yeah. You're relying more on that feeling of familiarity.
Like, have I seen these exact words before?
Yeah. Does this ring a bell?
Versus a recall task, which requires a more active search through your memory.
Yeah.
Headings seem to be particularly helpful in that active retrieval process when you really need those organizational cues to guide your search.
Yeah, and so
for the listener, when you're reading something complex, pay attention to the headings. They are not just about knowing what the next section is about. It's about building that mental framework that's going to help you recall that information later.
Yeah, and the research also indicates that headings are particularly beneficial for remembering the higher level structure of a text. So things like producing good summaries and outlines, as well as the main points within each section.
Absolutely.
So they help us see both the forest and the trees.
It's a good way to put it.
We get the overall structure, but then we also remember the key information within each part.
That's right.
And DeLucas and Navesta even found that headings can improve our memory for specific details or attributes related to the topic that's signaled by the heading.
So, for example, if a heading is, the benefits of exercise, you're more likely to remember the specific benefits that are listed in that section.
Yeah, because you've got that little tag.
It's got that label that helps you to categorize and retrieve it.
Yeah. And from a practical standpoint, Hartley and Truman found that headings can make it much faster to find specific information in a text.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're on a deadline. Or trying to just quickly find an answer.
Right.
Headings are your best friend.
It's all about that selective access, right?
Yeah, selective access.
Being able to quickly find what you need quickly.
Lorch does point out this gap in the research, though. A lack of investigation into the direct effects of headings on attention and the actual process of reading.
How we actually read.
Yeah. And our immediate comprehension. But he does offer some ideas about what those effects might be.
He does.
So what do you think?
Well, he suggests that, experienced readers might use headings to kind of preview a text.
To get a sense of what's coming.
Yeah, just get an overview before they even start reading in detail.
Yeah.
Maybe to decide if it's even relevant to their needs.
And then, within a specific section. The heading might influence how we distribute our attention.
Oh, interesting.
Perhaps, we focus more intently on the sentences that seem closely related to that topic.
Yeah.
He also suggests that, by clearly labeling different topics, headings might help us distinguish between what's important and what's less important.
Oh, interesting.
And that could lead to better comprehension overall.
Yeah.
And even, influence our reading speed or the cognitive effort that we expend.
Yeah. So it's amazing to think about how these simple devices can have this ripple effect.
But powerful.
Yeah, and influence all these different aspects of our reading.
Multiple aspects.
Okay. Let's move on to previews, overviews, and summaries.
Okay.
These all seem to involve signaling information about what's coming up or what's already been covered.
Right.
So what are the key distinctions between them?
Okay, so Lorch explains that these three are related in that they all signal information about the content and structure of the text.
Right.
But they differ in their timing.
Okay.
And their scope.
So when the signal occurs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how much of the text it refers to.
Yeah, and how much of the text. Okay.
So previews and overviews both signal upcoming information.
Okay.
And they emphasize major topics and organizational aspects.
Right.
But the main difference is overviews cover like larger sections of the text.
Or even the whole thing.
Or even the whole text.
Yeah.
So giving you this broad map.
Right.
Whereas previews are much more local.
Okay.
Often focusing on, the next paragraph or two.
Yeah.
Summaries, on the other hand, look backwards, signaling information that has already been presented.
So it's like the recap.
It is like the recap, exactly.
So an overview is like a trailer for the whole movie.
Okay, I like that.
The preview is like a sneak peek at the next scene, and then the summary is like the previously on look at the start of a TV show.
Or the recap at the end.
Or the recap at the end, How do overviews and previews help us as we're about to read?
Okay, so research has shown that overviews can be really helpful by making that topic structure of a text very clear from the start.
So you don't have to figure it out.
You don't have to infer it.
Yeah, you don't have to do that work.
As you read.
It just gives it to you, right?
It gives you the outline up front.
And Lorch points out that this can actually speed up our reading of the topic sentences within the text and improve our overall recall.
Especially
when we're dealing with difficult or poorly organized writing.
Exactly.
It's interesting, though, that Lorch and Lorch found that overviews primarily affect our recall of the topics themselves.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily all the details within each topic.
Right. You remember the topics, but not necessarily all the details.
It's just the big picture.
Yeah.
So for you, the listener,
yeah.
if you're tackling a complex report, take a moment to read that overview. Yeah.
Because it can really give you that mental framework.
That skeleton.
Before you dive into the specifics.
Right.
Okay, and then previews.
Previews.
Operate on this smaller scale.
Smaller scale, yeah.
So what kind of impact do they have?
Okay, so previews can also signal the main ideas, and research shows that this can lead to better recall of that specific content.
Okay.
Glover et al. Actually found that previews can influence our memory for the relationships between ideas.
Oh, interesting.
And these effects seem to be linked to increased attention while reading.
Yeah, so it's like if an author in a preview highlights a connection between 2 points, we're more likely to pay attention to that connection as we read, and therefore more likely to remember it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Summaries.
All right.
Those handy little recaps.
Yeah, those recaps we often find at the end of chapters or articles.
Yeah.
What do we know about them?
Yeah, what do we know?
So research on summaries has focused largely on memory effects.
And studies have found that including concluding summaries in a text leads to better recall tasks.
So it helps us remember?
Yeah.
But there's also some evidence that summaries can selectively improve our memory for the main ideas that are actually included in the summary.
Right.
So what the summary emphasizes is more likely to be what we take away.
Exactly.
So this raises a question that Lorch brings up.
What's the question?
How exactly do summaries aid our memory?
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do they actually work?
Is it because they're giving us this final opportunity to organize the information in our minds? Or is it maybe giving us a chance to mentally rehearse the main points?
Rehearse those main points.
Or is it that they're presenting a more concise and coherent statement of the information?
It could be any of those things.
That just makes it easier to remember.
Right.
Lorch points out we need more research.
We do.
To figure this out.
To really understand those underlying mechanisms.
Yeah. And he also notes that, while we know summaries can improve memory, we don't have as much research on their direct effects on our comprehension.
Right.
But it seems logical that they would at least help consolidate our understanding.
I think so.
Especially of complex or lengthy material.
Right.
And for you, the listener, summaries play a huge role in helping you decide.
Especially in the form of abstracts.
Yeah.
Whether you even want to read the whole article or not.
Right. So they're very important for that initial filtering.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very important.
Okay. So previews and summaries offer these different but valuable ways to kind of frame and reinforce information.
Right.
And they both seem to have a positive impact on what we remember.
Yeah.
Though maybe through slightly different cognitive pathways.
Possibly.
Okay. Let's move on to something that's visually a lot more obvious in text.
Okay.
Typographical cues.
All right. Typographical cues.
What role do they play?
So these are things like underlining, boldface, italics, variations in the arrangement of the text.
Like indentation.
Like indentation.
Yeah.
It's all about creating visual distinctions within the text to signal that certain elements are particularly important.
So it's like little visual annotations embedded right in there.
Right in the flow of the text.
Yeah. Right. And Lorch emphasizes that these cues are very specific in their signaling.
They are.
They usually operate on a narrow scope.
Yeah.
So it's just a word or a phrase.
Exactly.
Or a sentence.
Right. It's really flagging those specific bits.
It's like, pay attention to this.
Pay attention to this.
Yeah. And the research seems pretty clear on the main effect.
It is typographical cues improve memory.
Okay.
For the specific content that is signaled.
Right. So if a word is in bold,
right,
you're more likely to remember that word.
Absolutely.
But Lorch stresses the selective nature of this effect.
He does.
So it's not like it improves your memory for the whole thing?
No, it's just that little bit that's been highlighted.
Exactly.
So memory for the parts of the text that are not signaled is often unaffected or can even be slightly worse.
Interesting.
When typographical cues are heavily used.
So it's almost